Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're to join me today here in Surgeon Slump as we talk to Shin over here, who is not a surgeon. We're all actually gonna need to sleep as well, but for right now we'll see how things go. And in this episode we'll... Oh, what is that? There's... What? Cubic? That's a fun idea, completely impossible and just probably a hologram or something. Cubic... bubbles. What are those called? Soap bubbles? I don't know what they... Spoon bubbles? That's right. I saw something there though. You guys noticed that? Anyway, in this episode we're gonna deal with the Murdens as well, and that's actually one of the most important parts that we need to do over here. But first, let's have a chat with Shin over here. When she turns, you realize that the thing you had mistaken for a bundle of sticks and twine is a woman. An impossibly thin woman, her face all angles and lines, her arms some are twigs, her clothes drape across her like sailcloth, and though her face is young, her eyes are old. Her hands are pitted and scarred from alchemical processes, the apparatus for which stands in dizzying profusions behind her. She does not meet your gaze as she greets you, but her eyes move across your body, watching and weighing. Traveler, the shop of Shin lies open before you. Essences distilled, draughts for quaffing, experiences delivered, a mouthful at a time. And her voice is flat, though an undercurrent in her voice sings at a register you cannot hear. What do you mean when you said essences distilled and experiences delivered? Well, we know something about this. We met a guy outside that was completely addicted to her things, and apparently she sells memories in well, if you've ever played Shadowrun, it's basically like the BTL ships, basically better than life, and that guy's addicted to them. That which we excuse me, that which we eat, that which we drink, this is not the only nourishment in our lives. Without joy, without peace, without happiness or courage, existence itself becomes empty. These states I recreate, and into dull lives restore aught of glory. And she looks proud for a moment. Clients come to me from across Protectorate. They desire to open themselves to new sensations, though perhaps unpleasant. Why? I ask not. Unpleasant horizons in the depths of human experience. Some seek solace in pain or domination or unusual abilities. Were the traveler to present a gift of a unique experience, the transfusion of energy to Shin, arrangements might be made. Okay, can I complain about the writer that wrote her? It's not the first time I see this style of writing. I'm not sure if it's a writer in particular that always does this. But there are a couple of characters that we've found so far, and she's probably the third one. I think the signature for this writer is the repetition. You can see it up here. There's the old over there, and there's another one. There's, without joy, without, yeah, that without's over there. And this line here is just, why me? It's really tricky to understand what she's saying. I understand what she's saying, but it's tricky also to read. She thinks this traveler, though scarred as he is, may have an interesting perspective. On what she's saying? Can you tell me what you... No, not again. Tell me about yourself. The expression drains from her face. From the clock of Kala I hail, superiority made flesh. The city of Sada Emidu, the house above the Endigel, saw my birth. My birthright, to explore, to delve, to understand. Yet the Zelitor... Zelitor. I think that's a real word. I don't know what it is. The Zelitor, in his wisdom, with his implants, told my family that my researches endangered them, reduced me from an augur to a mere human, and her voice has risen to a shout, and she collects herself. Actually, let me check one thing. When she turns, you realize the thing you had mistaken for the bundle of sticks. I think, actually, I might be a little bit... No, that is a style. The repetition might be a style, but why me sentencing that she does might be just actually the way she talks, and not the writer taking indulgences upon his writing. The Indigel, she thinks, clear and fresh as a morning jewel. She continues more calmly. Rather than suffer legal exile, to this place I came. The bloom sought a piece of my mind, and so I took a piece of its. And from that connection comes the ability to draw essences. Clients seek me now, seek my knowledge, care not whether my modifications endanger me. Bliss. The angry cast of her eye suggests that these memories are anything but. She turns and spits into a bottle near her strange apparatus. Would trade it all, she thinks, for one more glimpse of the river city. The bloom, my suffering. Yeah, this is a little bit wimey. This is a little bit wimey. It might be... yeah. I hope you guys are understanding. I am understanding it, but yeah. Anyway, can you create a mixture that will open the maw here in the slump? No, you want it 6? All creatures live in desire, so too must the maw desire something. Yeah, well, it wants to devour Artaglio, but why? She closes her eyes as if picturing Artaglio in her mind. The man wears the black mask of fear, but he carries the marks of a hero. Yeah, that's what fascinated me about his character. He carries a soldier's essence, but he has forgotten its face. And she frowns and holds up 2 bony fingers. 2 ways to do such. 1, and she holds up her first finger. Fetch me his sins or bring me his hair, and I can find the truth of the man. A warning. The condottiere, which is he, will see no change if you see him... if you give him the essence, excuse the hiccup. You must provide another subject. I mean to say that another must ingest his essence. And she meets your gaze for a moment. The bloom is not gentle. Few would accept your offer, knowing this. Only the truly desperate plot this course. 2, and she lifts her second finger, I can remind him of his truth. I tell you this, the bloom will likely devour him. Simply look in my wares, and you shall find the bravery that he requires. That's interesting. That she sells bravery in a bottle effectively. I didn't think of that like that. I thought it was just memories that she sold, not actually emotions. Or bravery is not really emotion, it's more of a quality, I guess. But then again, it's just we're arguing semantics here. I have many unique experiences. I can provide the feeling of overwhelming another's mind with a wave of psychic energy. I say. Her eyes widen in anticipation. Shin has heard of such as you. Dominators and manipulators. Shin offers essences in trade for these energies. Your offering lowers my prices. Does the traveler accept? I think not. Overwhelming another's mind with a wave of psychic energy. This is the tides, right? No. Farewell. Farewell, traveler. Okay. So, I didn't actually trade with her, which is interesting, but then again, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So, let's see what she has. She's got ciphers all over. Yeah, a bunch of ciphers. I don't need any of those. Let's see if I can sell. I probably don't need this. This is an item. It's just item. Seriously? Item? Yeah, I don't need anything, I don't think. Unless she has something that's really, really good. Like permanent ciphers or something. Consumes movement. Consumes movement. Consumes movement. Consumes action, essence of knowledge, permanent +1 training level of that skill. I like that. So let's buy that. Well, actually, what is that for? For essence of knowledge, cipher. Choose a lore skill. Okay, I can use an 1 extra lore. Thousands of years of rest. That consumes movement, consumes action. Wait, what is that one? Increases the stat pool, might, speed, or intellect. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's buy that. Confers controlled, force that consumes action and consumes movement. Okay, so that's pretty good. We spent just a bunch of money right there. But consumes might, speed, increase stat pool. I think I'm gonna increase my speed, maybe? I don't think might we use all that much. We used it last episode, but yeah, well, let's go with that. So how do I do that? Use item. What? What? Did it increase everything? Maybe. I think that was permanent, wasn't it? And this one... Yep, use item. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There it is. It's still there. Yeah, okay. So I want to see which lore I need. So I got lore natural, and that's the one I'm gonna go with. It's interesting that I can go with the other one, but I don't think I need that. So lore natural, please. Thank you very much. And there we go. So at least we're a little bit better. I could sell her some more stuff. because I have some stuff in here, like an oddity over here that I do not need, even though it is very, very cool. We got a few mirror casters over here that we can't do anything with. That's another mirror caster. The flask of bloom water, cannot sell that, interestingly enough. Or can I? I can, but it doesn't sell for anything. Eyes of Infinite. No, let's not sell those. Wallower. That's an oddity. Yeah, don't need that. 2 weeks in a day. That probably is going to be... Okay, great sword. Sell that. This one I need, or might need. I mean, it was a quest item effectively before. So we got a little bit of our money back. That's all good. Let's go take care of the Murdens. Actually, wait a minute. Before that happens, I think I can talk to this guy. Because I don't want to have him be devoured by the mob, basically. So I'm gonna talk to Jaunt over here, or Jaunt, and see if he wants to give up something. Nope, that's not it. Could it be Renard? I didn't talk to him. No, it's not. Okay, let's read the journal. It's kind of tricky to understand what she said. So contentious hearts. Return to Dracogen with the... I have it already? Do I have it already? Huh. Okay. Maybe. Help Tibir and Oving. Find Oving. Yeah, that's gonna take a little while. Return to Dracogen and magnetic things and search for the frame of the Murdens and find it. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna do these two things. And then we have find them all. Okay, this is... I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna be. Let's get out of here. Let's click over there. Yep. So that's just a workaround. My character is going God knows where. Let's get out of here, and let's go, and the Maw, or the Murdens are in that skull thing, if I remember correctly. It's the other thing, it's the Temple of, they call it something, because it was filled with Murdens. Is it that thing? The old slave block. Not that one, yeah, it's not the Shrine of Scylla, it's the slave block. So let's go over here, and that's gonna be that. For the Murdens, I mean. Let's go. Let's go in. Ooh. This does not look enticing. No, with those bones, or with anything, really. Ooh, this looks cool, though. I like it. I like it a lot. It's like a very close thing. This wheeled vehicle looks like it was abandoned here during the some kind of military assault. And there's some things over there. And the soundtrack is weird as well. Oh, this is really cool. Oh, there are Murdens here. This makeshift bed consists of rags, dirty feathers, and assorted junk. All of them. These Murdens are gonna do something as soon as I enter, of course. Two hunched avian humanoids stare at you, their bright and hate-filled eyes shining with dirty yellow beaks. You recognize them as at once. They're Murdens. They emit a kind of psychic fuzz, a mental blanket that makes it difficult for you to concentrate. One puffs up its greasy black feathers to make itself look longer, while the other scrapes close to the ground. Their arms wave in gesture, and the intent is clear. Go no further. Okay. The last time I tried to deal with these guys, things didn't really go too well for them, because I couldn't pass the checks, I don't think. But let's try it again. I mean you no harm. I've come to retrieve the standard for Artaglios Irregulars. Okay. Do they have a penalty on this? Should have a penalty. Maybe. I don't know. Could be just a base cost or something. Okay, let's go with that. One of them points its blade towards the adjoining room. They back slowly and nervously away, keeping their eyes on you the whole time. I might be getting myself into a little bit of trouble if I just get myself too deep in their nests. Oh boy. It's just a bunch of beds. It's just a bunch of beds. No, don't go there. What about that one? Yeah. So they're all Murdens. Should I be talking to them? What is that for? Is that the mental... It could be. Oh, there's a chief. And it's a translator? Okay, I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna try and use this thing. Okay, there it is. I was expecting this. A battered standard lines the edge of the Murden chief's nest, covered in his filth. Its cloth is torn and ragged, but it remains largely intact. But as you look more closely, you see it depicts a silver stein on a silver stein? Like a drinking mug? On a filled azure, with a bar on 3 downward-facing triangles atop, on, and below. Just like the flag hanging outside the door of his tent. This is most likely Artaglios' standard. Okay, let's leave it alone, because these guys are going to be very pissed. Let's talk to them instead. Or before, anyway. This slim, fit young woman would be attractive if it weren't for the blank stare in her eyes, the spit drooling from her mouth, and the poorly implanted devices that protrude from her skull. The area around the implants weeps pus and some strange clear fluid. It does not appear that she has been mistreated in any other way. No bruises or scars mark her otherwise smooth flesh. And surprisingly, you can read no thoughts of any kind from her. What's your name? She stares blankly. You can see the slight pulse of her heartbeat in the veins near one metallic nodule on her forehead, and she breathes, but lacking these signs, only the thin stream of drool gathering mass at her chin tells you that she lives. I asked you what your name is. She doesn't care. Her glaze is completely empty. She doesn't respond at all. No use talking to this one, says Aligern. Those implants have likely fried anything resembling a personality she may have once had. Any reactions she has now are purely involuntary. As a life form, she has less self-awareness than your average insect. And she shakes his head. A pity. The young woman begins to bark and choke a little, bending at the waist as she spits out a guttural string of hard consonants. A moment later, you realize that she is merely imitating the Murdin chief, who has been watching your interactions with her. The Murdin is struggling not to laugh out loud, so are the rest of the Murdins. Their mental static barrages your mind, filled with savage glee at seeing the human make a fool of himself. The Murdin chief's voice comes through the human's mouth. Do you speak to empty bags? Yeah, I do, because I'm smarter than you. Only smart people speak to things. Look at me, speaking to a microphone. Anyway, to corpses? Do they answer? Empty husks not speak. Those wanting answers want to speak to me. Okay, I'll speak to you. But you have done yourself no favors, mister. The larger size of this Murdin and the grey down that tinges his beak and eyes give him a more stately and menacing look than his compatriots. And fortunately for me, I know what down means. That's a weird word. I learned this. Where did I learn this? Was it in Pillars of Eternity? Yeah, down is basically the little feathers of a bird. But small little feathers that a young bird has. Big birds have that as well, but only in small places. And that's what down is. It's not even feathers. Those things are like hair, basically, but it's feathers. It's not the same sort of hair. Is got a special structure. Feathers have another. So basically, yeah. His clothes are less tattered, and he protects an order of command. As you approach, he hisses at the other Murdins, and the annoying mental static dies down considerably, leaving only his singular field as a sharper source. The noise whines and scratches in your head, as the chief speaks, the human woman at his side speaks in a dull monotone. A squalling blast of static, and then she speaks. No, pretty cloth from drinking men belong here. Right of theft. If drinking men want it, he steal it back. Well, I could intimidate you. Yeah, let's go with that. Is it theft? Is it theft if I take it from your bloody corpse? Give it to me now. Of course. Oh, I can intimidate with anybody else. So, there we go. We're gonna succeed. It is a tricky check, though. 75%. 100% right there. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The Murdin chief shrinks from your words. The Murdins around him grow silent and still as they watch their leader fetch the filthy standard from his nest. He passes it to you wordlessly, and hardly a trace of the psychic noise around him leaks out as he does so. Alright, he says. Well, actually, the translator says. So I got the standard. Is it? Okay, it's just a normal standard. I'm looking for a black metal frame that you recently took from the humans. I'm gonna steal everything from him. The chief squawks and the translator speaks. Haha, we have many treasures. Not remember frame. He mutters to Aligern mutters to you. If we have to kill them and root their junk from it, I'm willing. Who is this woman who speaks your words? Or who was, anyway. This woman stands impassively at the Murdin's buzz static through several irritating frequencies back and forth. At last, the chief's mental buzz cuts through them all. She recites the words without feeling or awareness. This is not woman. Shell is empty. Woman is gone. Why you speak of it as human? It is machine. When it expires, we'll find new machine. We not speak human language. We buy slave. We fix slave's brain. Slave become machine. Machine speak human. And she pauses while the chief clacks and hisses. Slave not need whole brain anymore. Excess brain was tasty. Oh, okay. Sure. Tell me about your people. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go back to that. The young woman waits for a moment while the chief and his underling hiss and click back and forth to each other. What to say? We are Murdens. We hunt. We find. We take. Humans hate us. In world outside, we flee from them. Here, we rule. And her shoulders roll, an obscene imitation of an avian shrug. Here, humans fear us. What is that static in the air? Upon hearing your question, all the Murdens in the room begin cackling and shaking. Ha ha ha, says the translator in a monotone voice barely audible over the noise. When the Murdens have settled down, the harsh static of the chief fills your head, and then the translator speaks. That is our thoughts. This is how we speak. No need for clumsy words like you, stupid human. Yeah, that's, I agree with you there. Just being able to transmit data in between each other, that's the best. It's like computers do. But unfortunately, the humans can't do that. Well, they can, it's just, yeah, clumsy. Anyway, farewell. Yes, go, says the translator. Well, I will, be killing you guys, because, well, if I need to. I have no sympathy towards you. I have intimidated you out of, basically, self-indulgence, basically, that's what it was. Let's see what happens. The reason why I'm gonna kill them is because they are criminals, basically, effectively. It's exactly what they are. Well, maybe they're not criminals, actually, that they bought her as a slave, but they steal, so no sympathy for the wicked. Let's see what we have here. Ooh. Scora the Faceless. That's a human over there. A cleverly made bed lies at the back of the cell, cobbled together from scraps of wood and rope. This creature stirs and mutters at your approach. Though the form is recognizably humanoid, its her head is horribly disfigured. Something has wiped her face clean of features, leaving an expanse of mottled and bulbous flesh, save only a horrifically enlarged mouth and two small holes where her ears should be. She hears you approach and clutches a small jar close to her chest. What would you have with Scora? Though my looks have been stolen, scribbled away by a million thoughtless particles, I can hear you breathing. Oh, it's the wind. It could be the wind. The wind, the nano machine's wind. Yeah, I can hear you breathing. I can taste what others can only smell. Your fear, your exertion. And she smacks her oversized lips. Tell me, if you had lost your sight, what price would you pay for its return? A new taste, she thinks, a strange one. Will this one help me? Only one way to know, she thinks. Yeah, that probably will. Sight, to be honest, I would... This is kind of a... This last line over here is a little bit of a snarky answer. I don't think that really helps anybody. Yeah, I would pay Shin's or Numenera, but I wouldn't run to the ends of the earth to regain the sense. I have others I can use with equal facility.
Updated my journal.
Oh, red tide. Sure. That's fine. Ha! I might have expected such an answer for someone with a strange taste like yours. I would welcome such a gift, but I can tell you that you haven't experienced the privation of blindness. And she nods towards her jar. This is a piece of the iron wind. It is my most prized possession, and I would give it away in a moment if it meant that I could see once again. Okay. So can I... Let's examine the jar first. Made from an opaque, battered metal, it looks like a repurposed cylinder intended to hold some sort of high-energy matter. Control panels emit small readouts into the air above its surface. The jar thrums with energy, almost alive, and Scora's lips slobber with a toothy smile. My pride and my punishment, all in one, she says. Then she hides it behind her back. And if you want it, you'll help me regain my sight. If not, you'll never know its wonders. Perhaps he is interested, she thinks. This is good. What happened to you? It was a nano. I was a nano once, she says. A researcher of the cutting edge of the science of, nano spirits. In particular, I sought to harness the power of the iron wind. Yeah, that's what I thought. Didn't she talk about... Oh, yeah, the iron wind. She talks about that again. Over here. That's... She has iron wind inside that? That's really dangerous. Or maybe it's not, actually. The iron wind is a lot of nano things. A few might be good. But the shields, she says, my shields, they gave way around me, and the iron wind swirled in and found me. And she smiles sadly, her immense mouth drooling. She pats the jar. I captured some of the wind here, but it still remade me. I was cast out, an abomination, and now I skulk and beg for my living. At least the Murdens fear me. Hiccup, sorry. So the Iron Wind stole her face, says Eritis. Is it in the jar? If so, can I see? Perhaps I should hold onto that jar, especially if it steals faces. No, 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 he thinks, but they will eat him alive. Yes, and they will eat us alive too. Yeah, no, Eritis. I think... Oh, wait a minute. No, they will eat him alive. They will eat us alive. They will eat the... Yeah, the demons, but they will eat him as well. No, Eritis, I think that would be a bad idea. She nestles the jar close to her, her hands hovering above the controls. A very bad idea, she says. Stay back, you creature of dancing smells. Good smells, I hope. Not like the rest of this place. Or you, milady. And he blushes and quickly tries to cover his mistake. Not that you smell so bad, all things considered. He hesitates. Wait, you don't have a nose. She shakes her face at him, baring her teeth, and he backs away. Well, my companion Eritis has an interesting problem. I'm wondering if you can help him. Let's find out, she mutters, reaching out. Takes Scora's hand. He does so with great reluctance, turning to you, not noticing that his glow is flowing up her arm in fits and starts. I don't know why you think I have a problem, says Eritis. I'm a hero, after all. I don't have any... And he goes rigid, eyes rolling back in his head. Error, error. Blindness, agony. What are you doing to him? Sampling the nano-spirits that have possessed your friend. She says, calmly, tightening her grip over Eritis' convulsing hand. A single tendril of his golden aura sinks into a hole at the crook of her elbow. How can I burst them? You can't, she says, shrugging a misshapen shoulder. They've taken root in him, and there they will stay. Until the end, of course. And she smiles. Now it's my turn. How did you learn of your friend's problem? Well, his original personality is trapped in my mind. I could hear them talking. Perfect, she says, though the information doesn't seem to have surprised her all that much. Well, return to your mind and follow my instructions to the letter.
Making a note.
Scora has the faintest glow aura now. Once there, call them by their names. The stronger ones are the paragons. The weaker ones, and she pauses, smacking her lips, the glow around her fades. Cathartics. Call them forth and they will speak to you. Perhaps you will be able to convince them to leave your friend alone. And she abruptly releases Eritis' hand and he stumbles back, massaging his wrist. I think I slept, Eritis says in tones of soft wonder. I never sleep. His glow returns inch by inch. He is coming for us. Are you sure? Yes. That was these thoughts, of course. Now, says Scora, shifting beneath her rags, what else? Well, I'll talk to you in the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.